The first poem today is by Antonio Machado. The title says what the poem is about. The title is Last Night as I Was Sleeping. Last night, as I was sleeping, I dreamt, marvelous error, that a spring was breaking out in my heart. I said, along which secret aqueduct, O water, are you coming to me? Water of a new life that I have never drunk. Last night, as I was sleeping, I dreamt, marvelous error, that I had a beehive here inside my heart, and the golden bees were making white combs and sweet honey from my old failures. Last night, as I was sleeping, I dreamt, marvelous error, that a fiery sun was giving light inside my heart. It was fiery because I felt warmth as from a hearth, and sun because it gave light and brought tears to my eyes. Last night, as I slept, I dreamt, marvelous error, that it was God I had here inside my heart. This poem is by a lady, Mary Oliver, and it's also about the night. And it starts the same way, last night. Last night, the rain spoke to me, slowly, saying, what joy to come falling out from the brisk cloud, to be happy again in a new way on the earth. That's what it said, as it dropped, smelling of iron, and vanished like a dream of the ocean into the branches and the grass below. Then it was over. The sky cleared. I was standing under a tree. The tree was a tree with happy leaves, and I was myself. And there were stars in the sky that were also themselves. At the moment, at which moment my right hand was holding my left hand, which was holding the tree, which was filled with stars. And the soft rain, imagine the long and wondrous journeys still to be ours. The next poem is by Mary Oliver, titled Poem of the One World. This morning, the beautiful white heron was floating along above the water, and then into the sky of this, the one world we belong to, where everything, sooner or later, is a part of everything else, which thought made me feel for a little while quite beautiful myself. A second poem by Mary Oliver. The summer day. Who made this world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper, I mean, the one who has flung herself out of the grass, the one who is eating sugar out of my hand, who is moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down, who is gazing around with her enormous and complicated eyes. Now she lifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. Now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel down in the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through the field, which is what I have been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last, and too soon? Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?
What do you feel about her poetry?
Huh?
What do you feel about her poetry? It's very modern.
Modern, yes. She's very conscious of the material world around her and feels that it also lives in the same life as the inner world. I think she feels a rapport. I'll take this one first. George Russell, Babylon.
Yes. Magnificent poem.
We had studied it in our class, English class. George William Russell, Babylon. The blue dusk ran between the streets. My love was winged within my mind. It left today and yesterday and thrice 1,000 years behind. Today was past and dead for me, for from today my feet had to run through thrice 1,000 years to walk the ways of ancient Babylon. On a temple top and palace roof, the burnished gold flung back the rays of a red sunset that was dead and lost beyond 1,000,000 days. The Tower of Heaven turns darker blue. A starry sparkle now begins. The mystery and magnificence, the mirrored beauty, and the sins come back to me. I walk beneath the shadowy multitude of towers, within the gloom of the fountain, jets its pallid mist in lily flowers. The waters lull me, and the scent of my gardens, and I hear familiar voices, and the voice I love is whispering in my ear, oh, real, as in dream all this. And then a hand on mine is laid. The wave of phantom time withdraws, and that young Babylonian maid, one drop of beauty left behind from all the flowing of that tide, is looking with the self-same eyes. And here in Ireland, by my side, oh, light our life in Babylon. But Babylon has taken wings while we are in the calm and proud procession of eternal things.
I feel that those last two lines, I feel those last two lines are from very high. You know, that we are in the calm and proud procession of eternal things.
Yes. It's life that goes on as in a stream, on and on, forever.
You have,
I was taking yours first.
okay.
I was taking yours first.
But I want to know honestly what you feel about them.
It is very clear that it is happening in the depths of the heart. Most of these poems are real experiences. So this is also one of them, one such rather. This one is more reflection of a past on seeing the present. As if there was a contact with the past. This poem is by Narad, who we knew earlier as Richard Eggenberger. Written in 2002, and strangely enough, in another country, about another country, in Tibet. When I first read about the butter lamps, I could smell the smoke that filled the spacious halls and darkened tapestries on temple walls. I heard the call of bells in far-off camps, and stars like candles in the frozen night appeared as on the table of a king. I knew the song, the spinning grey wheels sang. I recognized this familiar sight as one who passes through a childhood town, remembers lanes forgotten by the rest, knows secrets no adult has ever guessed, and every path his feet have traveled down. I saw in vision's clear awakened eye the colored flags flapping in the wind, the saffron robes native to my kind, and awesome statues of the deity. I lived and loved in that transparent air, and rode beneath her skies of ideal blue. I died in fields where orange lilies grew. Upon my lips, an ancient Buddhist prayer. I've seen the Buddha's statue in pagodas in Burma. We were in Burma when I was a child, and we had gone to the famous Buddhist pagoda in Pegu. And believe it or not, I was a child. When I entered, a reclining Buddha was seen, and he turned his eyes to me, and I didn't understand. It was a wonderful experience. Krishna, beloved. O night, bereft of moon, the stars shall guide my steps upon the winding roads of time. No taint of darkness ultimately can hide nor veil from sight the mystery sublime. I found the fruited grove where the God-child plays and slumbers in this hidden cave of mine, opening late the secret book of days. I befriended him as I cleansed the vaulted shrine. In dreamlike fields, amongst the golden kine, I spy his blue-white radiance abroad, fluting to rapturous bloom, this earth divine. Krishna, beloved, friend and guide, and Lord.
Thank you. Did you know Temi very well?
Huh?
Temi Ben, did you know her?
Yes, she was a teacher of English poetry, English literature. She used to also give us subjects for us to write. Once she had the strange idea of asking us to write a short story. And she gave us several subjects, and I chose the subject, The Laughing Mirror. And because right from my childhood, when I went in front of a mirror, I saw something else beyond. And it was always a great pleasure for me to stand in front of a mirror and look beyond my reflection. So I chose The Laughing Mirror. I can't remember the story, but I remember she liked it very much. And she said at the end, and then what happened? Because I had paused a little bit in the middle of a movement. She says, and then what happened? The mirror used to, as if, tell me who I was and what I was to be. Something like that used to strike me.
Did you see other beings?
No other figure, just mine and a little beyond. Other planes, I always liked flowers, right from my childhood. At age 4 and 5, I used to ask my mother, what is this flower? And for the amaranthus, I said, where are the petals? And there's no petal there, I told you about it. So I used to talk to the flowers, and I remember at age 5, 6, even 7 and 8, I used to touch the flowers as if they were alive. You know? And their life sort of trickled into my hands. I liked it very much. Here is Temi Masalawala. Was a teacher of English literature. Here's a poem by her, Pure Rose. Press the heart bell, call the power. Silence enters in this hour. Do not break the wisdom chain with the hammers of the brain. Still upon the midnight minute, hold all timelessness within it. Pure rose, vibrant with soft love light, among the thickets of the night, a jewel lamp, a sun, a flower, a well of fragrance, spell of power, source of all the energies that move within life's rolling seas, the myriad forces that unroll the vast white spaces of the soul. Intimations, a poem by Temi. Strange songs from far beyond the waters come drifting here to our shore. new melodies entranced with pureness, woven of moon world's secret lore. The earth lies silent, drunk with dreamings, enwrapped within the veils of sound. The magic of moon chantings, luring its spirit to the far profound. At Dawn by Temi Masalawala. At dawn. At dawn, the winds of pureness come in, with never a sound, with only a clear blue gleaming, crystal from the far profound. To shut in the thoughts with stillness, to keep the vast air thin, and with the power of silence awaken the slumbering depths within. The streams dance down for gladness through the rose scent and the fern. The lights dance down the angled glass in rays that paint and burn. Focus back to the enduring whiteness whence the things of peace return, the seal of an ancient sky priest, a brand on the forehead of earth, promising a far fulfillment, proving her noble birth. The fires leap high in richness and shape of their ash and gold, the forms of the primal dawn world in patterns of love untold. George Meredith, a poet Sri Aurobindo has mentioned in his letters on literature, I think.
Yes, yes.
George Meredith. Ask, is love divine? Voices all are, I. Question for the sign, there's a common sigh. Would we, through our years, love forgo, quit the scars and tears? Ah, but no, no, no. Modern love does piteously love. Thus piteously love closed what he begat. The union of this ever-diverse pair. These two were rapid falcons in a snare, condemned to do the flitting of the bat. Lovers beneath the singing sky of May that wandered once, clear as the dew on flowers, but they fed not on the advancing hours. Their hearts held cravings for the buried day. Then each applied to each that fatal knife, deep questioning with probes to endless dole. What a dusty answer gets the soul when hot for certainties in this our life. In tragic hints here, see what evermore moves dark as yonder midnight ocean's force, thundering like ramping hosts of warrior horse, to throw that faint, thin line upon the shore.
I would like to ask you about how fast or slow should one read Savitri?
For Savitri, I had the great honor of reciting as Savitri by Sri Aurobindo himself in 1949, and then on 4 years consecutively, 1949, 50, 51, 52, 53. 4 years consecutively, I recited on the ashram stage as Savitri, and the mother was present in front of us when we recited. So I always looked at her, and especially when I recited those lines of Goddess Savitri, not Savitri of Savitri Satyavan, but the Goddess Savitri, who gives the assurance to Ashwapati, the king, that she will come down on earth. And she says, I'm quoting, "One shall descend who shall change the iron law, break nature's doom with the lone spirit's power, a limitless mind that can contain the world, a sweet and luminous heart of ardent calms, moved by the passions of the gods, shall come." So when I recited these lines and the lines that follow, I used to look at Mother herself, who was sitting in front of me, and I think she liked that I sort of addressed her as the one who has descended to join the earth to the sky. So I think in this poem by Narad, he is describing her eyes. Out of your face, there look at me two fathomless, inexpressible eyes, and from the heaven of their gaze outpour a wine of gold sunrise. I lose myself in its nectar flood, a star burning in caves of night. Remembrances of happy thoughts come winging from a sleepless height. An ocean-like immensity invades my narrow earthly stream with an ineffable calm and peace. Its waves are crested with a gleam of beauty, child of thy delight. The heart of dimness glows within as the veil slowly fades away and new paths open to unseen vistas where mortal vision pales. An infinite silence born of thee awakes, and an immortal rhythm of measureless felicity. Moon Touch, a poem by Narad. Under the white, felicitous eye of the moon, my heart spreads slowly, wings drunk with the infinite. In wide blue spaces of air, lost in a swoon, it floats like a glad song from height to height. Earth's narrow cage dwindles into a dot. The hills and trees with their cool emerald shade seem like old memories, a vanished spot on life's horizon of dim shadows made. Now the star's fragrant breath runs in the veins, and lightning tremors murmuringly flow. One with the astral body's lambent glow, my flaming sight a new world vision gains, where all creation is a Godward cry in a vast plenitude of ecstasy.
One final question, because we've been quite a time. Of all the poets that Sri Aurobindo inspired, who do you feel caught the highest?
Amal Kiran, I think.
Amal Kiran.
But all of them, including the vocalist Shahana Devi, who also wrote in English. She mainly wrote in Bengali, but when she sang, Sri Aurobindo would listen, and he had said, when Shahana sings, something touches his heart, and her songs are beautiful. I don't know if you have heard any of hers. We have some recorded songs. She, as a child, was brought up by Tagore, Rabindranath Tagore, in his place. Then she came here as an adult, and seeing this place and its constant aspiration for truth, she stayed back here. She has also written, much in Bengali, but she has also written one or two in English. I'm not very sure. But Amal Kiran just doesn't touch quite the earth. He's a little different from the others. Nishikanto, I don't know if you know him,
Yes.
was a poet whose words and inspiration seemed to touch truth behind life. There was one which our children liked very much because it was simple. He is asking us to look at the waters of the sea and how they float and reflect the light. It is a very nice one. He was one who had written a very simple song, and Dilip Kumar Roy had set it to tune and thought it was a very modern tune. It speaks about our world here, which is touched by the blue dome of the sky. It's very beautiful. I used to sing it once, but now my voice won't lend to any tune. I can hardly take 3 notes at a stretch. Thank you for coming.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.